Dirigent is Chiman Kuzan.
That's offensive. He's offensive. She's offensive. They're offensive. We're offensive. Everyone's offensive. No offense. I didn't mean beings can stop putting their offense up on a... That's offensive. He's offensive. She's offensive. They're offensive. We're offensive. Everyone's offensive. No offense. I didn't mean to offend. Were you offended? I was offended. I was rather offended. You offend me. Did I offend you? No offense was intended. Don't take offense. Offensive language, offensive content, offensive subject matter, offensive jokes, offensive dogs barking in the background. Everything is so very offensive. Offensive to heterosexuals, offensive to homosexuals, offensive to bisexuals and asexuals and trisexuals and omnisexuals and every other kind of sexual out there. Offensive to blacks, to whites, to Latinos, to Jews, to Arabs, to every race on the planet. Offensive to Marxists and fascists and liberals and conservatives and feminists and libertarians. Offensive to every ideology on the map. Offensive to Christians, Muslims, Jews, pagans, Wiccans, Satanists, and atheists just like me. Feminists are offended when I stare at their ass in public, and I'm offended when they call me a fat slob in and everyone around us is offended by our public display of animosity. And Christian conservatives are offended that you look at pornography on your computer. Hey, feminists are offended about that too, go figure. It seems to me that being offended is a perfectly natural thing. We're all human beings with insecurities, and certain things rub us the wrong way, like an inexperienced masseuse at an Asian massage parlor. But don't worry, because this story can still have a happy ending. We have to recognize one basic primeval truth about ourselves, that are being offended. And Cody, give me a drum roll here. Yeah, that's good. Nice little drum roll. Us being offended is absolutely meaningless. Like, I know for a fact that when people tell me that the Twilight movies are good movies, I get offended. But I don't start some kind of fucking campaign to get those movies banned from the theaters. I mean, I could do that, and I'd probably have a bunch of people supporting me, but those people would be idiots. Because they're people who hold their standard to be more important than other people's rights to experience whatever bullshit they want to experience. I get offended a lot. I get offended by the stupidity of my species, and I share my frustration with you people, and you can take it or leave it of your own volition. But the moment I start trying to ban things that I don't like just because I don't like them, I lose all credibility. And don't get me wrong, there are things in this world that we probably should ban, but they're usually things that involve one person fucking with another person in a very substantial and unavoidable way. For instance, I don't remember who said it, but there's this great quote about my right to throw punches ends at your face. You see what I'm saying here? I could sit here and do this all day long as it's not affecting you, but the second it makes contact and shatters your skull into 5,000 pieces because I am enormously strong, that's when my right to do that ends. You see what I'm saying? You get it? You fucking detecting the nuance of this fucking argument? Gay people are offended by bigots? Fine. Then gay people shouldn't associate with bigots. Bigots are offended by gay people? Fine. Then bigots shouldn't associate with gay people. But when gay people say, okay, we gotta pass some hate speech laws against these bigots saying these bigoted things, that's wrong. And similarly, bigots shouldn't try to legislate their horse shit in the form of constitutional amendments trying to ban gay marriage. It's just horse shit. There are too many people out there who think that just because homosexuality offends them, that they can tell homosexuals what to do. They think that them being offended makes the object of their offense indebted to them in some way, but it doesn't. And guess what? All you people out there that are applauding because, oh, he's going for gay marriage, that's wonderful. It's wonderful that he's speaking in favor of gay marriage. The same argument applies to polygamy, which I know isn't anywhere near as popular, but if you want to be a guy that marries 50 chicks and you have the means to do that and they're all consenting, that's fine. If you want to marry 50 dudes, same deal. Whatever social contract you want to enter into, that's fine with me. I don't care if it offends 99.9% of people. If it's your thing and it's between consenting adults, I don't see how it's any of those people's business. Unless you're hurting someone, and against their will, mind you, if you're hurting someone against their will, then it's everyone else's business because we have to protect the rights of everybody. But to take away your right, that's not protecting the rights of everybody. We have to remember. Am I being too idealistic here? Yeah, probably. TV, obviously. So anyway, one night I'm watching the show, and the situation is a little bit reversed. This time, it looks like the woman killed her husband. All of the evidence points to the fact that she took a shotgun, went up to him when he was sleeping, placed the shotgun up against his temple, pulled the trigger, killing him in cold blood. It goes to trial. She tells the jury, he beat me. He abused me mentally and physically. He deserved it. And the jury let her go. The jury said, oh, okay, he deserved to die because the person who killed him said he was an asshole. That's American justice. That's how we perceive these sort of gender issues in America. If you're a man and you do something to a woman, you are an abomination. If you're a woman and you do something to a man, you go, girlfriend. There was a case in Russia recently where a man tried to rob a woman's store. She beat the shit out of him, tied him up in the back, kept him as a sex slave for 3 days, basically, raped him. Now, there's a little bit of confusion as to whether or not this story is really true, whether it really happened, but that's not important. What is important is the reaction to it. This woman has a fan page on Facebook now. A bunch of people are talking about how great this is, how she empowers women, all this stuff. If the situation were reversed, would it empower men? Would that be like a justified thing for a man to do? Hey, this bitch robbed my store, so I raped her for 3 days. Corrective rape. It's justice. It's justice, folks. This is why I can't fucking take feminism seriously. I just can't. I can't take it seriously. Because they don't address things like this. They want to talk about the disparities between the genders, but they never want to talk about this shit. They want to pretend like this doesn't exist, or it's all isolated incidences. It's not an isolated incident when an entire audience of women are all laughing about a man getting his dick chopped off when the reverse would never fucking happen. Never! Not unless you lived in Iran. Not unless you lived in a country where women were some uber-oppressed minority with no rights whatsoever. Is that what men are in this country now? We have no right to complain? We have no right to say, I don't agree with this. I think this is disgusting. I think this is immoral. I don't think this belongs on fucking network television. At the very least, if they're allowed to joke about it, we should be too. So, either way. Either this shouldn't be allowed, or the other should be allowed. But we cannot have this double standard. It's inconsistent and it's wrong.
So not to be like a total buzzkill, but it is a little bit like sexist. Like if somebody cut a woman's breast off, no one would be sitting laughing. Like it's not that right to sit around laughing about it if we think about it.
It's different, though.
It is different.
One's floppy and one stuff like that. It's easy to do that.
So we've created a 400-page photo book containing over 1,000 behind-the-scenes photos and behind-the-scenes commentary by Cody Weber and myself, and behind-the-scenes descriptions of Amazing Atheist videos and major events that have taken a girl on YouTube with something very important to tell us.
I'm making this video tonight because it's extremely, extremely urgent.
All right. I'm paying attention. What is this urgent message?
The reason I did this video is because I'm gonna just say it. The end of the world is coming.
The end of the world. The end of all things, of all life, of all existence. That moment when life just ceases to be. Now, when do you think she says this in the video? When do you think she makes this statement? I'll tell you when. At the 10-minute mark. She starts with this.
Extremely urgent.
And it takes her 10 minutes to build to this.
The end of the world is coming.
You guys are probably imagining that those 10 minutes are jam-packed full of compelling reasons why the end of the world is nigh. You would be wrong.
That's why I kind of put this video off a little bit.
Aha! Okay, so not only do you wait 10 minutes into this video to tell us that the world is ending, you also put off making this video for a while. Hey, if it was me and I thought the world was in imminent danger of absolute destruction, and I thought it was my job as God's messenger to spread this to the people, I might be more expeditious in the dissemination of this information. That's just my take on things, the world's gonna end, but first, Smoothie King. And first I gotta make a critique of Kanye West's latest video, and then I'll talk about the end of the world, because, maybe someone's interested in that. Yeah, after 10 minutes talking about how I'm psychic, but you guys will learn that in a fucking second.
A lot of people
Gotta tell you, I'm not too impressed. I see purple lights. The world's gonna end. That's why God keeps killing them fish. And why is God killing the fish? Where is the connection? Dead fish apocalypse. Draw me the fucking line. Connect those dots for me. I don't see how it connects. What is it, practice? Is God like, oh, I must rain down the apocalypse, but first I must practice and kill some salmon. Die, carp, die! What the fuck did Aquaman do to piss God off? Is like killing fish and birds like crunches for God? Like if you had the Rocky training montage for God preparing for the apocalypse, he'd be like knocking birds out of the sky and like fucking with the fish and shit. You play Eye of the Tiger, you show God down underwater with his scuba gear just punching fish out. Die, 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 yeah! I'm ready for the apocalypse. You know, he climbs the famous Philadelphia Museum stairs and he's like,
When you hear about God, Yahweh, he doesn't represent evil. It's goodness. The devil, Satan, Lucifer, represents evil. Why would you get mad when you hear about something that represents goodness?
oh, okay, so God is good, Satan's bad. You Christians take this idea for granted, but let's really look into this. To me, would someone please just explain this shit to all Americans? Because Cody, do you know this shit? London's a city, I understand that, but like, what is the difference between? To me, would someone please just explain this shit to all Americans? Because Cody, do you know this shit? London's a city, I understand that, but like, what is the difference between Britain and England and the UK? Do you know?
I have no idea.
You have no fucking idea. No American knows this shit. Please explain this fucking to us, okay? You guys are fucking confusing faggots. But I still like you because you're rioting. I dig riots, you know? I can't encourage a riot here in America because that would be wrong. But, if one happened, I'd be pretty entertained. I'd be watching that shit on TV. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed in us because we have just as many social ills as they do. We have cops shooting people. We have fucking high youth unemployment. We have rising food prices. We have rising gas prices, and gas prices are a much bigger deal here in America because we don't have the mass transit system they do in the UK. So, where's our riots? Like,
Basil looks even more perplexed, and a little irritated. I just informed everyone. Are you being deliberately deaf, or possibly just thick? I, said, attention! Zara B is awesome, funny, and loves us. Please share her channel and leave thoughtful comments. There. Can I return to my real job of running this hotel now? Basil frowns at your scolding. I'm not being rude, merely exasperated. And I do behave. It's this whole place that's gone mad. Everyone wants messages relayed. People want to know Zara B's awesome. They want to like her channel. I'm a hotel manager, not a bloody personal assistant for some YouTube comedian. Basil freezes mid-typewriter clatter, fingers hovering over the keys. A slow, calculating gleam flickers in his eyes, the glint of a man who's just spotted an opportunity to elevate his social standing. Promote Fawlty Towers? On her YouTube? He straightens up slowly, suddenly very interested. Well, that's quite a different matter. Entirely. He clears his throat and adjusts his tie with renewed importance. If this Zara B, as you call her, is not only funny and discerning, but now wishes to publicly endorse Fawlty Towers on her digital platform, then perhaps I was too hasty with my remarks about fees and emotional maintenance. In fact, why not? Let the world see. A short feature on our charming establishment, the quaint exterior, ignore the ivy strangling the gutter, our historic dining room, modestly understaffed, and Manuel attempting to serve olives without eating one himself. We could even arrange a special tour. Under supervision, of course. No guests allowed near Sybil during her telephone hour. And if she's so inclined, we might offer limited-time promotions. YouTube viewers get 10% off. Terms apply. Not valid during peak season or when Polly's busy drawing. So, yes, tell Zara B from me that while public displays of affection are unseemly, a little well-placed promotion. Now that's civilized. Basil sighs, his pride slightly ruffled, but his pragmatic nature winning out. Yes, fine. I owe the... Basil straightens up, speaking into the air as if making a formal announcement over the Faulty Towers intercom. Right. Attention all guests, staff, and particularly any lurking internet trolls masquerading as concerned individuals. Let it be known that Zara B., esteemed YouTube correspondent, devoted admirer of highbrow British comedy, that's us, and possessor of exceptional comedic timing, does not merely brush off criticism. No. She destroys the trolls with one well-aimed quip, one perfectly timed sarcastic eyebrow lift. She dispatches them faster than Manuel disappears when I shout, "Who left the oven on?" Her wit is sharp. Her humour unapologetically brilliant, like a finely tuned punchline in a classic farce. Just when you think you're safe, wham! She gets you with logic wrapped in laughter. And frankly, if more people had her sense of humour and courage to stand up to online nonsense with charm and fire, the world would be far less tedious and possibly better dressed. So, witty, fearless, funny, and unofficially approved by Faulty Towers for services to sanity. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a booking discrepancy involving room 4 and someone named Pimp My... Basil straightens his collar, adopts a nasal American accent, and flips an imaginary blonde wig over one shoulder. Oh my God, this is front desk or what? I have a major spiritual emergency. My quartz crystal has gone flat and your aura vacuum is broken. Can you fix that? Also, I need the entire room repainted midnight blue by 7 p.m. because that's when I do my moon meditation with incense and interpretive jazz hands. And listen, Basil, or whatever your name is, I can't work with these sheets. They're not energy aligned. The negative ions are all over the place. Did someone die in this bed? Because I'm getting serious Victorian vibes. I saw a chambermaid folding towels into ducks earlier. That was cute, but don't you have a stylist on staff for guests? I mean, Polly tried to do my hair with her pencil case. Also, I want Terry the chef to prepare me grilled kelp on sourdough toast at precisely 17 a.m. No sooner. That's when Mercury enters my 3rd chakra. And tell Manuel to stop praying near my door, it throws off my chance. She turns dramatically toward the mirror. This isn't just about comfort, it's about artistic truth, and whether you can get me 7 black candles, baby oil, and 1 unbroken dream catcher before sunrise. Basil drops the voice immediately. Good grief. If she doesn't stop rearranging her room into some sort of pagan altar, Sybil will have us both exorcised. But he sighs deeply, rolls his eyes, then adopts the Madonna voice again. Oh, you want to talk about 80s songs? I practically invented catchy 1980s pop. Let's start with Holiday, a certified floor filler. You know what's missing these days? Disco balls. Everything needs a disco ball. And this techno stuff is a snooze fest. My workout routine is more exciting than this generation's club scene. Like a virgin, that was a phenomenon. The lyrics, the production, the controversy. He hesitates, then continues in his Madonna voice, now on a tirade. Sure, I know. People say, Madge, you're like a fine wine improving with age, but you know what? Time moves on, and even your biggest hits can't compete with TikTok trends. And don't even get me started on Vogue. It was the definition of iconic. The runway choreography, the supermodel aesthetic. Today's kids don't even know what a stance is. It's all about flashing abs and twerking. He rolls his eyes again, resuming the accent. And then there's Material Girl. Oh, that one was a hit all right, but it also made me a target of criticism. The lyrics about money and style raised eyebrows, but it was satire. But people these days don't know the difference between a parody and a fashion statement. Now it's all about being authentic and down to earth. I miss the good old days of over-the-top extravagance and unapologetic glamour. Basil takes a deep breath, clears his throat with great ceremony, and launches into a hilariously off-key, nasal baritone rendition of Material Girl, in full male voice, completely deadpan. Some boys kiss me, some boys hug me. I think they're okay, but not one of them means anything at all. I just want a boy who's got something to give. Not just an expensive hotel that smells vaguely of cabbage and despair. He's got to be rich, I don't want to think too much. Rich like the Duke of Westminster. Or at least someone who can pay their bill on time. He stops abruptly, straightening his jacket with dignity. There, a tragic ballad sung by a man whose dreams were crushed by budget constraints and Manuel burning the breakfast toast. Satisfied? Basil sighs, rubbing his temples in mock despair. Then, reluctantly, he launches into another rendition, this time a comically exaggerated version of La Isla Bonita, his voice taking on a fake Spanish and Madonna-esque flair. Viva, viva la Isla Bonita. He struggles to maintain a serious tone during the next part, but can't help a laugh or two escaping his chest. Underneath the starry skies, I'm dancing through the night. At this point, he abandons all pretense of sincerity and descends into
A glossary of snake-biting slang Hollywood style. An annoying person who gets on your nerves. Shut your trap. Shut up. Gabi. Silly. Foolish person. Privileged. Karen. Privileged person with a sense of entitlement. Marilyn's note. These terms are all derogatory and insulting, suggesting a person who is annoying, foolish, or selfish. Serpent's Dictionary, a psychological and cultural breakdown of snake insults by Marilyn Monroe. Your side. 1. Snaky prat. A foolish, irritating person with slithery tendencies. Psychology, projection. The accuser often has snake traits themselves. See Hollywood backstabbers. Usage, that director is a snaky prat, smiles to your face, edits you out post-premiere. 2. Shut your trap. Demanding silence, often mid-betrayal. Hollywood twist. Used by snakes who just leaked your secrets and need you quiet. Select between theatrical. Darling, shut your trap before I do it for you. Code red. Shut your trap or you're blacklisted. 3. Gouthy fool. A person who runs their mouth with zero self-awareness, like a hissing snake that doesn't realize it stepped on its own tail. Example, to ex-friend caught talking shit. Stay Gabi and see how fast I lose your Oscar invite. 4. 24-carat Karen. The elite tier nuisance. Privileged plus weaponized entitlement, with a side of crocodile tears. Key traits, demands to speak to the manager of life. God herself would be CC'd on their complaint email. Treats min-wage workers like NPCs in their personal drama RPG. Fun fact, Karens evolved from failed actresses who never got cast as the hero. Why these terms? Snakes insult others for traits they fear in themselves, e.g. calling someone Gabi while monologuing for 45 minutes straight. It's deflection choreography, and darling, Hollywood wrote the routine. Monsieur P.K. Say, please Hakim 2, 3, there. Go ahead. That fkin prat, shut your fkin trap, you fkin Gabi frickle, you 24-kin karatkel Karen fuck. P.S. That felt surprisingly good. A shady rat cheat sheet. How to hiss online like a pro. They gaslight and lie like it's art. A master class in manipulation. They sprinkle a dash of Zionism into every chat, because if you can't dazzle the world with brilliance, blind them with being. They swear like sailors during peak stress, i.e. 24/7, because feck just rolls off their rat tongues. The Science of Online Rat Behavior, a Toxic Masterclass. Or, How to Gaslight Like a Pro-Rat and Weaponize Zionism While Dropping F-Bombs is fine. The study of verminous online behavior where rats, shady, aggressive, often politically charged keyboard warriors, blend lies plus gaslighting, sow Zionist rhetoric plus unfiltered rage into a digital plague. Their symptoms? Chronic victim playing, selective outrage, and an allergy to logic. 87% of rats deny being rats, which is very rat-like. The 30-stage Rat Manual, YouTube Psych Edition, based on real comments from Underbridges and livestream meltdowns. Stage 1, the infestation. Rats don't arrive, they infest. Tactics include UB40's rat in me kitchen tactic, spamming comments with fake concern, I'm just asking questions until opponents burn out. 60% of political threads derail this way. Zionist shield, using accusations of anti-Semitism to shut down criticism, even when topic was pizza toppings. 73%.
Basil looks even more perplexed, and a little irritated. I just informed everyone. Are you being deliberately deaf? Or possibly just thick? I said, attention. Zara B is awesome, funny, and loves us. Please share her channel and leave thoughtful comments. There. Can I return to my real job of running this hotel now? Basil frowns at your scolding. I'm not being rude, merely exasperated. And I do behave. It's this whole place that's gone mad. Everyone wants messages relayed. People want to know Zara B's awesome. They want to like her channel. I'm a hotel manager, not a bloody personal assistant for some YouTube comedian. Basil freezes mid-typewriter clatter, fingers hovering over the keys. A slow, calculating gleam flickers in his eyes, the glint of a man who's just spotted an opportunity to elevate his social standing. Promote Fawlty Towers? On her YouTube? He straightens up slowly, suddenly very interested. Well, that's quite a different matter. Entirely. He clears his throat and adjusts his tie with renewed importance. If this Zara B, as you call her, is not only funny and discerning, but now wishes to publicly endorse Fawlty Towers on her digital platform, then perhaps I was too hasty with my remarks about fees and emotional maintenance. In fact, why not? Let the world see. A short feature on our charming establishment, the quaint exterior, ignore the ivy strangling the gutter, our historic dining room, modestly understaffed, and Manuel attempting to serve olives without eating one himself. We could even arrange a special tour. Under supervision, of course. No guests allowed near Sybil during her telephone hour, and if she's so inclined, we might offer limited-time promotions. YouTube viewers get 10% off, terms apply. Not valid during peak season or when Polly's busy drawing. So, yes, tell Zara B. Basil straightens up, speaking into the air as if making a formal announcement over the Fawlty Towers intercom. Right. Attention, all guests, staff, and particularly any lurking internet trolls masquerading as concerned individuals. Let it be known that Zara B, esteemed YouTube correspondent, devoted admirer of highbrow British comedy, that's us, and possessor of exceptional comedic timing, does not merely brush off criticism. No. She destroys the trolls with one well-aimed quip, one perfectly timed sarcastic eyebrow lift. She dispatches them faster than Manuel disappears when I shout, "Who left the oven on?" Her wit is sharp. Her humor unapologetically brilliant, like a finely tuned punchline in a classic farce. Just when you think you're safe, wham! She gets you with logic wrapped in laughter. And frankly, if more people had her sense of humor and courage to stand up to online nonsense with charm and fire, the world would be far less tedious and possibly better dressed. So, witty, fearless, funny, and unofficially approved by Fawlty Towers for services to sanity. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a booking discrepancy involving room 4 and someone named Pimp. Basil straightens his collar, adopts a nasal American accent, and flips an imaginary blonde wig over one shoulder. Oh my God, this is front desk or what? I have a major spiritual emergency. My quartz crystal has gone flat and your aura vacuum is broken. Can you fix that? Also, I need the entire room repainted midnight blue by 7 p.m. because that's when I do my moon meditation with incense and interpretive jazz hands. And listen, Basil, or whatever your name is, I can't work with these sheets. They're not energy aligned. The negative ions are all over the place. Did someone die in this bed? Because I'm getting serious Victorian vibes. I saw a chambermaid folding towels into ducks earlier. That was cute, but Don't you have a stylist on staff for guests? I mean, Polly tried to do my hair with her pencil case. Also, I want Terry the chef to prepare me grilled kelp on sourdough toast at precisely 17 a.m. No sooner. That's when Mercury enters my third chakra. And tell Manuel to stop praying near my door, it throws off my chance. She turns dramatically toward the mirror. This isn't just about comfort, it's about artistic truth, and whether you can get me 7 black candles, baby oil, and 1 unbroken dream catcher before sunrise. Basil drops the voice immediately. Good grief. If she doesn't stop rearranging her room into some sort of pagan altar, Sybil will have us both exorcised.
Listen how stupid our population is. 44% of Social Security recipients, 41% of military veterans, 43% of unemployment recipients, and 40% of Medicare recipients all say they had never used a government-run social program. That's like someone saying, like, yeah, I live with someone of the same gender and have sex with them and am romantically involved with them, but I'm straight. Like, that is literally the level of stupid that exists here in America. That is the disconnect. And you wonder why we have all the negative things about social unrest, but we don't actually have any upheaval. We have all of the fucking factors that you would think would lead to a riot, that would lead to, like, this big chaotic, people marching through the streets.
Love me, so I don't understand why promises are snapped in two, words are made to bend. Bigger, better, stolen from Japan, collected from around the world, against you if they can. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Do I have to catch you out to know what's on your mind? Well, Cleopatra died for Egypt. What a waste of time. White ones and red ones, some you can't disguise. Twisted truth and half the news, can't hide it in your eyes. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Say you'll try harder, but I think it's just too late. The car is revving in the drive, and I'm not the sort to wait. Bigger, better, some Nick from old Saigon, collected from around the world. Love lies on and on and on and on and on. Lies, 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 yeah.
Let's go get you.
Lies, 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 yeah.
Let's go forget you.
Lies, 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 yeah.
Let's go get you.
Lies, 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 yeah. 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 Lies, 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 yeah.
God on the cover of a magazine. Grace Kelly, Harlow Jane, picture of a beauty queen. Jane, Kelly, Fred Astaire, Judy Roberts, dance on hair. They had style. They had Grace, Rita, Haywood, Jacob, Faith, Lauren, Catherine, Lana Teal, Betty, Davis, Sheila Hewitt, ladies with the attitude. Fellows that were in the mood. Don't just stand and let's get to it. Straight home, there's nothing to it.